Just really, it's interesting to me, but some teams have done. This is where I feel like they might have accidentally flipped team logos, because one of the teams that do this is Era without the Wisp, and Legion Commander. That just leads me to believe that it's like a Cloud9 kind of a team.
It's good. It's a good pick here, and the reason is because the enemy's carry is basically a Zeus doing a lot of damage and a PL, and then they also have a Legion Commander, and then even NS. That's 3 heroes that completely rely on right clicking, and as soon as you get 4 levels of Craigie, you've got a 24% chance at a stun, which means less chance for them to be proccing illusions and all that good stuff. 25% chance. So once he gets Craigie levels, he'll be a really good carry against all those heroes, and I think that's why they picked the tiny value, because they can use the skills to snowball in their early mid game, and then as we get into the late game, he's going to have a lot of HP and he's going to be Craiging, and if he even gets invasion on top of that, it's going to be a bad day for a PL. So I think it'll be a good counter. Lots of AoE counters PL, and he shouldn't have to worry as much about some of the other heroes as long as he has a BKB.
And very early aggressive movement coming out from Hanskin on his Night Stalker. Went deep to put down this Obs ward. It looked like Big Daddy saw him on the way out. He pinged that it was going to be by the cliff side, which is not the case. And just looking over some of the supports here, doesn't look like they have a sentry quite yet, so there's a bit of
it is fodder, by the way.
Here. And it is Fada?
His name is showing, and it's different than his name on the score screen. Must just be a bug or something.
Maybe he rejoined with a different name. Like after he noticed his name was not correct, he might have quickly corrected it, and the thing didn't update in time.
Yeah,
we'll just chalk it up to that. But yeah, definitely here is Fata for now, and I guess that's a reasonable segue into introductions here, as our first runes will be popping up. Cloud9 side, Radiant side, Bone 7. He's going to be playing your Batrider. Big Daddy is indeed going to be on that support Phoenix. Down here below Fata, he's going to be playing your mid lane Venomancer. Bottom, Misery, going to be playing your support Lion, and that will leave none other than Mr. Eternal Envy. He is going to be playing your Tiny, non-Wisp Tiny. Purge, if you wouldn't mind, and IP Dire side.
We've got Steel Kid playing Skyroth Mage. On the carry, it's going to be Arrow playing Phantom Lancer. Towards the mid lane, we've got Hansaiken playing Night Stalker support. Mid lane is Limp playing Zeus, and on the off lane, we've got Jonas and Fan, almost named correctly, playing Legion Commander. He got a good block here. His range creep ends up dying first. This one's his wave push, although he is going to deny the range. It took just a little bit too much damage here, so I guess the lanes will equalize. But he's still going to get some experience, and he will see his pull very rapidly. And the trick, actually, the really big thing here is, well, actually, Misery got really lucky here. He actually messed up his pull, so he only got 2 creeps in, but that means his creeps are going to deny now. If he had a full wave, he wouldn't be able to pull through because of the block, so he actually got pretty lucky there with his mess up of the pull, and still push back towards the Radiant Tower, and that's going to hurt his EXP game. So got a little unlucky there.
Yeah, Jonas is going to have to be cautious, because that's when you're kind of left. But luckily he does have that sideboard, so he can see if there's any rotations there and know when it's comfortable to stay and soak in that early XP or CS, and when it's time to pull out. Top lane will have to keep eyes on Big Daddy working with the side pull here. He's going to try to keep the creeps his way, but now they're considering making a move on the Bone 7. Early Arcane Bolts to fly on out. Some right clicks is going to force him to go into regen, which only has 1 tangle left. You know, with the early boots, it looks like. So, and I think they're going to be able to bully back C9 in this dual off lane. Not too shabby for him, just more space created for Era to get the early CS gain. And just touching base with mid lane, Fata 6-1, Zeus Limp, he's at 9-3, so he has the early initiative here.
Actually took a lot of damage. He did Gale him recently, so did a bunch of right click there. Once he gets enough wards, this is going to be a problem for Zeus, because Zeus has a really weak attack animation, range, all that stuff. So the wall of wards isn't going to be easy to kill. There's a gank, actually. He is so dead here. That's a haste for a Night Stalker. He's going to Gale. That doesn't do anything, and that's the issue. I mean, obviously, that was actually a ridiculous gank either way. Having a haste rune on a Night Stalker this early is so dangerous, because the slow is great. So that's just a little unfortunate for him, that they did get a haste rune there.
Night Stalker to get involved with a kill before nighttime, I think he's pretty happy here.
Yeah.
He gets to walk all the way back. He's getting involved already with some early XP boost, and now they've already asserted their dominance in that front, and
he got a
help secure the mid
bottle. Oh no, it's Zeus's bottle. He's going to bring it to him mid.
Well, growing a bit more. Fata back now. Unfortunately, was weak and wounded a bit. He's going to start with, looks like a 1-1-1 build-up. Purge, it's been quite a while since I've seen my mid-lane Venomancers here. Is there a particular build that certainly helps him out? I know Fear had played it for a while, and they continue to build up the wards, and it looks like he's already got 2 points into it. Is it just kind of slowly sieging forward, and maybe at one point you could secure the tier 1 while maybe Zeus looks to go elsewhere? What's the game plan?
So what you do is if you look at what Fata's doing here, he's controlling them all. Generally, he doesn't auto-attack with them. He waits to last hit with them. So this gives him a really good chance to deny and last hit. and he'll build up enough wards that the enemy hero won't be able to push very much. So but he can still get ganked by people wrapping around. That's one of the dangerous parts, is that you do end up pushing a lot. But if you do it smart, like how Fato's doing it, where he just puts it on his hill and he doesn't auto attack, then he'll be kind of close to his base and should still be able to get a lot of last hits.
It's like a poor man's Shadow Shaman wards to work with. Get that extra bit of CS.
Sports ganking bottom.
Oh, yep, they're watching. On the other side of the tree line here, they know the pull's happening. Maybe they look to cut the tree and just kind of surprise Misery.
They can't see it.
They're turning the corner. He's going to creep forward inch by inch. There he catches him out, gets the Void. It's not going to be a silence, but there's the concussive shot and the Arcane. He gets up the Hex on the Seal Kid, but Misery, is still in trouble. Here comes Jonas. The nuke's going to fly out, but they get the job done. It's Jonas who does get the last hit. And already NIP off to a 2-0 start.
They did a great job there by smoking into the enemy's jungle. It's really hard to get there without being spotted, and mid lane was pretty safe. There's pretty much no threat of him dying there. And in the off lane, it's what, a Phoenix and a Batrider versus a Phantom Lancer who still can get away using Doppelganger. So they just shifted down there. They interrupt the pulls. The supports are going to be really gimped now. Misery's going to have a bit of a rough game. Well, he actually does already have boots, so he's not in a terrible position. So that wasn't the worst, but getting a little bit of space for your Legion Commander is really good, because that hero's honestly not that good of an offlane hero. Isn't very self-sufficient by himself.
Yeah, that's what the consensus seems to be from what I've heard lately from a lot of players, but they're persistent to look to make it work. I know there's definitely niche situations where it can work, maybe occasionally against your brood mothers, but looks like Jonas is going to make the best of it for now, and with that kill, he's off to a pretty nice start. Big Daddy had recently been bullied out of that offlane from Era, so he had to step back and heal. He gets his Tranquils, but perhaps looking to find some farm elsewhere, but no, he's actually going to head to bottom. And just looks like hand off the bottle. A little of that bottle abuse action happening there. Eternal Envy's going to get the resources back, but, you know, it is, as we already pointed out, a wispless Tiny. Does that mean you put more into your mobility, getting drums, getting blink? And, well, we might have to hold that thought. They're making the committed dive onto Jonas here with the dive forward from Big Daddy. Gets the purge on himself.
Wow.
He's making the run. The stun still connects, but he makes it away. They can't get the job done. Cloud9 come up short on their first real, ganking engagement in the bottom lane.
That movement speed boost that he got from overwhelming odds is amazing. 3 heroes gives him 9 times 3, so that's what, 27% movement speed? That's so much. That's like way more than a Yasha. That's like 50% more. Might almost get a Skyrock, but he misses the Avalanche. I really thought the toss was going to do a lot more damage when they tossed him in the air, but it didn't do that much. It does more. He only had 2 points into it, so only took about 150 magic damage from that probably after reduction. So they just don't. I mean, the problem with Phoenix early on is his damage isn't amazing. You have to get a lot of fire spirits off. That takes up to 16 seconds to do. So maybe a gank on the Zeus here. He does get Gale ulted as well. Actually, this is pretty bad for him. He's getting slowed.
Oh, he's done for it. Yeah, there comes Big Daddy. He jumps in, help him finish him off. So
that's a good TP. One cool thing about Phoenix there, your range is so big. It's like you have a blink dagger without having any items. So that's one really cool thing about support Phoenix that is maybe needs to be done more, because almost every Phoenix player in pubs is an offlane Phoenix, but we can see the value there. It's pretty offensive. It's not super defensive because you don't have a stun, but you definitely can do some roaming on this hero.
Quickly can show up, dive to the other side, and before the enemy even knows what's happening, you're in their face and ready to party. Yeah. With that, he's able to kind of get a bit of a boost. Phoenix does Pride, and getting those early levels, you'll even see some of them rush for the Midas just so they can secure the early extra XP and get that egg leveled up. Top lane, though, they got some harassment. They're going for Bone 7. Era is committed and gets it done. It's a solo pick. I mean, well, Hanskin does get involved, but they take down the Batrider. That's a grab for NIP on each of the lanes already this game.
Yeah, that slow was actually really big from the Night Stalker. If he wasn't there to slow, there was a low chance that, maybe not a low chance, but there was a chance he could have gotten away.
Yeah.
Because once you get into the trees, you can juke and stuff like that. It's harder for heroes like melee, heroes like PL to land Lance to finish things off. He did finish a Vlad's, by the way. So the main benefit of this is that he's going to be able to get maximum regen out of it. In some ways, the PL does need a regen. The Eternal Envy, the way he built it was an Aquila with treads and a bottle, which is a nice way to get mana. But by getting the Vlad's, not only do you get HP and mana regen, but you can also push the tower stupidly fast.
He TP's in. Era was just kind of standing there waiting, and then when he shows up, throws out the Spirit Lance, and it looks like he will walk away. So that was a bit of an awkward start right there. Mid lane, Fata kind of creeping in. Sees Seal Kid nearby. Scouts him out with the ward and pokes at him a bit, but just a lot of flirting here towards the mid lane. No one really looking to make the commitment. Bone 7 now from his off lane. Looks like he might need to spend some time in the jungle, but he sees something might break out, so he doesn't want to go too far. But really, how much can he get involved here? So he's going to have to wait and decide on a commitment here. The next pass from Jonas, the opposing offlaner, who's already level 6. Sees him here, could go into a duel, but Bone 7 is going to go ahead and take literally the high road, fly over and start looking the camps. So he's going to try to get that Blink Dagger because he's a little bit behind, but there goes the Gale. They're going to try to go on Limp. There's concussive shot. Diving up towards Phoenix, but they quickly turn it back and blow up the Venomancer. Now they're going to make a go. There's the duel from Jonas. Going to get spun from Misery. Trying to help out Big Daddy. Can he make it away? The concussive shot should finish him off. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on those two supports, and it looks like Misery's going to walk away. Jonas second guessing. And it might...
wow,
gets him! Nice snipe right there from Jonas.
Oh, that's right, because it does bonus damage per hero, so it does 160 plus 65. I was like, it's 160, he's got 160 HP. Barely good up, so now you guys know the single link on a hero does 168 after reduction. So it was barely enough damage.
Well, calculated, I guess. Makes it work. NIP now 6-2. Era's almost getting this top tower, but looking for 7. They go TP in. And, oh, wow. Both 7 just goes down immediately, and they actually force out the Supernova from Big Daddy, and they just simply walk away. It will cost them the tower as Big Daddy goes for the deny. I say that, but here comes Era. He's like,
this is dangerous.
Trying to throw the Spirit Lance, maybe too greedy. Oh, I don't know. Big Daddy could be in trouble. Jonas is back. Jumps forward, drops down the nuke. Oh, he can't make it out. That's going to be a duel. That's going to be a kill. Purge. Jeez. They both rotated top. They both ended up dying. All for a deny of a tower.
Yeah, this Night Stalker has been rotating so well.
Oh, yeah.
He's been in every single gank where he needs to be. And I mean, half the time it wasn't even nighttime, you know? And he's got 5 assists right now. He's been able to pick up treads. He's almost level 6. He's been doing a really great job on the Dire team. And IP's playing really well. The rotations are solid.
Yeah.
I don't know how well their carry's going to go in the late game, but he is doing pretty fine. He's got 46 last hits. He's not the top CS. Era is doing better, but you know, he's not in a terrible spot. He's got a haste rune as well now. He definitely can kill the Zeus. The Zeus is dead, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he doesn't have a ward, so as soon as they have vision of Zeus, Zeus is dead.
Alright, that's what they want.
They pressed care. They said E is missing. He's definitely ganking mid.
Playing very look how far back now E is just like, where is he? Yeah. He's gonna get frustrated by that. This was their chance to get a kill and strike back, but I guess for now they just take the space they've made and add some pressure onto the tier 1 mid. But yeah, NIP, man, they've been using their game sense, their map sense to find out where the movement's been. In Cloud9, they know when they go missing, they know when they're looking to get something done, but now they've called up some backup here. Towards the mid, Seal Kid shows up. The Seal team here for NIP. Strong defense, but the wards have really been laid. Air now showing up. Phantom Lance on the Misery. Gets a really start off from the silence on the return. Fata jumps in, drops down the Poison Nova, but now he might blow up and will. Very wounded NIP. They want to battle and take him apart. There goes Skywrath Mage. The A comes out and they burst it. Eternal Envy goes down thereafter. Quickly, 3 Cloud9 members hit the deck. All for just 1 Skywrath Mage. Another great fight for NIP, and Cloud9 continue to come up a little bit short each of these lanes.
And a bit of a different angle from Legion Commander. You want treads this game, but completely paying off, especially with the attack speed from press the attack here. In my experience, I feel like we usually see phase boots on Legion so that they can close the gap, but treads against an egg is great, and you can saw what happens there. In a normal game, Phoenix would have been just fine. He got 6 really fast this game. He would have gotten killed there, but that's all they really needed is pretty much 1 hero in Legion Commander, and that's probably another reason why they picked the hero. The attack speed increase on the right hero can stop the fire spirits, can guarantee that you kill the egg, so we're going to have to see Big Daddy play really careful now.
Yeah, treads looks great, plus you get the little bit of extra meat on the bones for heroes like, you know, Venomancer, who can just slowly weaken you away, so very appropriate for this game to have the right pair of shoes, and NIP showing that. It's been a hard game for the Bone 7 back but he is able to throw together a blink and the smoke. Can he get the grab on Jonas? He can, but he's eating a lot of nuke damage here from Limp. No Thunder God's Wrath quite yet. They will be able to finish off Jonas. So a successful pick for Cloud9, one they really needed. And that was the big deal.
It's basically to be able to find this. He felt like he was level 4 for a stupid long time. I thought he was behind, but all of a sudden he's got a blink and he gets a kill with it. So that was fantastic. Really nice job by him.
Finds his way back into it. Top lane, Fata now ventures away from his mid lane setup and is trying to slowly siege forward. Looks like they'd like to clear out some of these tier 1s. You remove this tier 1 top lane. You can, you know, get a bit aggressive inside the NIP jungle, but they're looking to come in from behind. They got a nice smoke. Misery's there, pops his own smoke.
That kind of saves Fata, or it'll turn into a double kill. There's no tier 1, so they can't TP support either. This is really looking bad. If either of these guys show in lane, the gank's going to go on. They're so dead.
Oh, and a rotation. Yeah, Cloud9 in trouble. They have just been sandwiched in this top lane. They immediately go for Fata, and they know Misery is somewhere. The Bloodhounds are out, and they're looking to find him. Can the Lion hide? Please don't see me.
He should have TP'd.
Oh, God, no! Yeah, he had a TP on hand, but he didn't want to use it. They scout him, they take him down, and that's free extra damage for Jonas. A valiant effort from Cloud9, but NIP seem to be one step ahead. They pull out the movement to the top. Now we have Eternal Envy here. He's an enemy. Is he waiting for someone to come back and get a quick and easy kill?
Yeah, he wants a one-shot. If he would have waited just a second longer, he could have gotten Zeus. And then that afterwards, but definitely would have killed Zeus. I think that would have been... I think he could have made it out.
Now they go to mid here. There's 3 NIP nearby. Clarity'd up. They have the resources. Just the stun. They're going to go. Once they see him do the stun on the wave, they're like, it's time to party. Oh, he tries a TP and he does go down. Ooh. Eternal Envy lingering around this mid lane a little too long, and after he doesn't have the stun, it's just the appropriate time to strike. And NIP are successful. Nightfall will come now as they consider moving forward. Misery peeking at him from the high ground, waits on the stun, gets it there, plus the finger hand skin. Yeah, he was not expecting 3 Cloud9 members to be there at the top of the hill. And he gets the rude awakening, and he does go down. Now 5-14.
That's a really big kill for C9. They're far enough behind that they really needed to grab some experience there, and that'll help Misery, but in a big amount. He's got a bracer at the moment, 400 gold, so he's pretty far away from Blink Dagger. Pretty late compared to what we normally see on him. But I think what C9 needs the most is a mech, because when they start team fights, they're taking a lot of damage of burst stuff, and they're able to dish down. That's what happened in the mid fight too. If they had a mech, I feel like they could have won that fight instead of the 4-man cleanup that happened. But Fada's just had a rough game, and again, that's just kind of the problem with the mid Venomancer. It's pretty easy to gank, and you can't really stop people from doing that too in most cases. He's only level 9 here. He doesn't have any items other than an Aquila, so in a way, so he's really not gotten a whole lot of this game other than some levels and some CS that haven't translated to anything yet.
He's going to be the mech candidate. If there is one, maybe not. Big Daddy can pick it up. They get a little bit extra.
It could be Phoenix.
And he has an urn, so I figure he's just going to be like that paramedic for the team, if you will.
I think Veno is a really good mech carrier personally, but because he's the core, they might need him with damage. And they're going to find a smoke here. Will they dive on this? They actually are going to. Phoenix a lot of trouble. Overstays his welcome. Needed to egg right away. Now it's real as well. Barrett is also going to fall as a result of the Sky ulti. And the chase continues. NIP in a really big advantage. 5 seconds on Blink for Legion Commander to continue the chase, but I doubt he'll catch Misery.
Oh, no, he wants it. He's committed. Oh, he doesn't. Not committed enough to go for the dive, but he's like, ooh, cool stack. I'll do this instead.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
3 bits of farm. 16-5 now for NIP. Very successful double grab there on the bottom lane, and even more damage in the pocket of Jonas on his Legion Commander. So they're damage right click, doing that much better for the late game period. But now they take this opportunity, they move into the Roche. Era, who we haven't talked about a lot as of recent, got the Yasha, and he's already got 2 of the Alacrity blades to go towards that Diffusal. And I feel like whenever Phantom Asssassin gets that Diffusal, it just goes from, 50 miles per hour to 100 like that. It really starts coming out.
It does way more damage than I was going to say. I don't know if they could have done but having the Legion Commander here helps them with the PSH flow. And they have Vlads now, so the Vlads is going to give them both armor and lifesteal. So one of the nice things about getting the early Vlads is the extra, it's a chain melt for the team. It's amazing at any the only downside is it doesn't give you HP, so it doesn't keep you very survivable against magic nukes, but I think they're going to be okay since they have a good advantage here.
And obviously for newer players, or players that may sometimes occasionally forget, Phantom Asssassin, those illusions, they're not going to be helping you with Roche. They're going to be dropping at the real quick, and you're not going to really have a lot of doing it out. So having someone like a Legion Commander is certainly very, very good. So they'll step back, they'll continue to follow. Looks like C9 still want to try to take down this tier 1 in the top lane. They got 1-7 scouting it out nearby. He's already got the staff trying to put together the 4 staff. Blink Dagger was the first quick grab for Fata on the Venomancer. So that's more that committed jump in, get off a huge boat, poison Nova, your Gale, drop a couple of wards, and hope that you can just kind of clear house and allow someone like EE to clean up quickly. So they're going to make the best of it here, and he just continues to siege. And really, it looks like NIP NIP are not going to be
Dire's top tower is
not
under
as of
Radiant's
yet.
bottom tower
Yeah,
has
he's a
fallen.
pretty easy way to run away if things are bad. Even if they do kill him, he still has an Aegis, so that can take a lot of hero resources to try to kill him.
Dire's
A lot of
top
spells that
tower
can
is
be
under
by using
attack.
into different heroes. This is just better if they trade here since they're behind. They're just going to play it really safe. They're all going to sit behind Fada. They don't want to reveal anything. It's actually Blink first on Fada, so
Dire's top
good
tower
choice.
has fallen.
It allows him to use his abilities the way that he wants to use them. He can drop a bigger ulti. His ultimate does a ton of damage, 36 damage times 12. So, and he can get that if he gets that on 5 heroes. We're
Radiant's
talking a big
bottom
nuke from
tower
him.
is under
Especially
attack.
once he gets a couple more levels, and his safety problems that he was having before are going to be lessened as well. Is the other big advantage. So, hopefully he'll die a bit less in
Radiant's
fights, and he should be able to
bottom
win
tower is
and get more
under
gold, and hopefully finish Ags and all that good stuff.
Follow up all that drop damage with
Radiant
a tiny
structures
combo
are
plus the
fortified.
Phoenix egg, and then you got a lot of serious burn. But NIP, they're not looking to allow that to happen. They continue to
Master
pressure
Madness on
Fada.
Tiny.
Radiant's
That's
bottom
tremendous.
tower is under
Okay,
attack.
that's
Radiant's
another
bottom
one.
tower
He did use
has
Avalanche on the
fallen.
creep wave. It's on cooldown right now. That was
Dire's
amazing.
top
They're gonna
tower
grab one.
is under
Nice
attack.
Night Stalker. Maybe not the best target to go on. There's the toss. Avalanche now a little bit too late. He really needed that Avalanche earlier there. Arrow's probably gonna fall. Egg going down unless the egg dies. Actually, Zeus right clicks never been so money. He picks off the egg. There's the ulti as well from Venomancer. One, but it's probably not enough. We're not even gonna see Skywrath Mage die here.
This disaster.
Maybe we will. If they didn't TP, I guess they would have died. Took a bit too much damage from Poison Sting in addition, so not a good fight. The big mistake there was that EE used Avalanche on the mid creep wave as he approached. The cooldown on that is so long. It's 17 seconds, so as they got into the fight, he wasn't able to chain stun the Night Stalker, and then all of a sudden he just got bursted down. I also don't understand the Mask of Madness here.
I'm sure he popped it there as well,
He did.
and they made
I
the
saw.
committed jump on the Night Stalker, and so Era's just like free to right click him, so he's eating all that extra damage behind. It's just an unfortunate, turn of events right there. Is again the timing, just not with Cloud9. He just committed the stun previously, and they were not in fighting shape, even though they already had the committed jump. So NIP profited the most from it. It's now 21-6.
Radiant's
It's going to be a
middle
early
tower
look at the
is
net
under
worth graph,
attack.
but it's already past the 10K mark right now. Oh god, they're going to jump in the duel. They make a go for Fata here. Wizard gets a nice stun, but there's going to be Mystic Flare, and they do get the kill. Not the bonus damage, but the kill. And now Misery has to step back to 9.7 up in arms. With Era trying to get the flame break. Just Cloud9 trying to create some space for themselves, because NIP, they know they have the power advantage and they want to use it. I mean, the tier 1 is still up in full force. I mean, it's barely taking any damage, and here they are trying to make fights happen between the tier 1 and the tier 2.
Well, they continue playing the creep wave. Tier 1's gonna drop. Things are not looking good for C9 here. They really needed to win that last fight, but they got wiped again.
I mean, is there a comeback strategy for Cloud9?
Radiant's
is
middle
it them
tower
just
They have
is
back
fallen.
everything lined up?
They got the Bat Rider, man. And Phoenix is not terrible at team fighting either. It's just he needs to hit level 11 really bad. He needs the extra hits on his Supernova, but it's not going so hot. He's actually died 5 times this game, and there are a lot of silences on that IP, so
The new goal, ability to cross his path, scouts him out, and he's going to go down. That's unfortunate for him. Just kind of walks into trouble. NIP, they had this kind of aggression from the start of the game with that Night Stalker and that early movement. They haven't let up. Misery's also going to get caught with the duel, and that's bonus damage for now your Legion Commander up to 48. 24-6. This is looking like a pretty good stop right here for game number 1. It is a best of 3 and a double elimination. But NIP off to a very strong start. Cloud9 really going to have to dig deep here to try to pull this game back at this point. 21 minutes in.
Radiant's
And
middle
Era,
tower is
who
under
already has
attack.
the diffuser plus a Manta. And, PL, I think he's going to certainly have the number here of your Wispless Tiny.
they really just had awesome heroes to counter what C9 went for this game. It did seem like they picked a weird bit of a strat, but they had a Night Stalker support who has a great silence, and they have a Skywrath Mage, and those two heroes, they just hard counter so many of the C9 heroes, especially the Phoenix. And even if he does get his egg off, then you have the attack speed with the last pickup from Legion Commander. Like, it's very easy for them to deal with it. I still don't like the Master Madness on Tiny. I think this was a big mistake. He could have built a Blink with a similar amount of money. He's also got bottle as well, so it's not like he really needs to regen. I can understand that it does increase your damage, but if you're against a Zeus and you're another BKB, it's easily hurting you. It's not even a close a close call there. The extra bonus damage will be
Steel
too much.
Kid runs into Misery. Misery, who does have the
Got a
trigger,
force.
could get a guaranteed kill here if they want, but doesn't want to come back to the club yet. Step back, Mystic Flare. Now the ult comes out from Zeus. Misery could be in trouble. He goes down. No finger for him. They could get a follow-up onto Big Bird. Bone 7 gets dueled. It looks like Big Daddy will live for the second life. Yep, pops out. So see you later. Goes to the low ground. The arrow's right there. Gets off a Spirit Lance. He's still on the hunt. Doppelganger to the high ground. All the trees go down, and so does the bird. Quickly turns into a 3-for-1 at what started as a C9 gank onto a Skywrath Mage. IP just continuing to get the best of these counter fights as well. Look at this Handskin, who is your position for Night Stalker, is relentlessly going at Eternal Envy. There comes Zeus, and he gets brought down. 28-7. NIP just so dominant in this game number 1.
Man, this just looks like a completely different scene. They're completely on the back foot. They lost almost all of their lanes, with the exception of maybe 1-7 catching up with the fast blink. But he's been able to find a force as well, and they're moving around the map getting kills, but they keep getting punished afterwards for it. And now Phantom Lancer so far, he's got Manta and the Diffusing Blade. He's going to get gripped at least. But then killing him is just very unlikely. There it is.
Agent Commander, not just good to go against the egg, good for the Bat Rider, and you see it right there, but Jones could be in trouble. The flame blade goes up and above, but they still get him down. That would have been unfortunate right there if he was able to TP away. So he hit himself for that one, but luckily it works out. They are able to get the Agent Commander kill. Which I guess at this point, Purge, every little kill helps. You got that rubber band, that comeback factor.
Yeah.
And just with that one kill, it's like a 2K gold swing. So
that's ridiculous.
There's profit to be made, but it's getting it. That's the hard part. Now, just like that, NIP are able to redeem it by getting another kill here. And yeah, Misery will go down. And of all the people to get it, it's Arrow. Now godlike under Phantom Asssassin.
There is not a whole lot they can do to stop him now, especially when he gets 4 levels of Phantom Rush. It's a 4-second cooldown. Basically, if you're chasing after somebody, you're not going to stop unless you get stunned. And I would like to see him grab either a Butterfly or a Scotty next. They'll guarantee the chase continues. They're chasing after E now, E running for his life.
He just used the stun of the creeps, and it seems like every time he does, somehow NIP are looking for a way to engage. But he was able to make his way out there on the back of Mask of Madness, and that's a bit of move speed. And NIP just kind of controlling the map from top to bottom. They get work done on Misery top, they throw through mid, and now they're at bottom lane looking for Bone 7. They get the nuke, and now he's got that Eul's to show off. Waits for him to land, concussive shot, boom! Limp gets it. Now Wicked sick for him, 8-30 for NIP. And, well, they continue to build up more. Mithril Hammer now complete on your Legend Commander. Looks like a BKB. Help with all that poison. Certainly could be a solid grab.
He's got so many items. I mean, he hits really hard too. He's doing so well that he can solo kill heroes, and that's very rare for Legion commanders in pro games at least. Not a lot of times though they do stupidly well, but the really good supports from the rotation has made such an impact there. It just allowed him to have a much better early game, which transitioned really well into the mid game as well. The supports on NIP just play really well. I think they're really talented guys.
They just, especially that haste rune on Night Stalker, kind of set the tempo for the mid lane. Those 4 runes, it just takes skill. So
he's got his courier flying up, by the way, so Eggs is going to be finished on NS. They've still got about 2 minutes until the next nighttime, so they won't be able to profit from it for long, for a bit, but when they do, I think they should be able to control these towers, so preferably the tier 2s. Maybe get a gem as well and just start dewarding like crazy.
Here it
That's what they'll aim for.
The magic Agnum Scepter here for your Night Stalker. 18. And yeah, we'll see. Where's EE at here?
Yeah, his net worth is higher than Tiny's, just barely. It's a bad sign.
It's a very bad sign. We'll need a really good fight here for C9 to try to bring it back, but he'll just farm what he can for now. And, you know, I just can't help but feel like what was the game plan here? Going with that last pick, Tiny. I'm just trying to rattle my brain. Could there have been something more?
I think it's a good hero against the carries that he has. Just it looks terrible because they're so behind. But the Monkey was not the mistake here. I think it was just they needed a better early game. But Tiny is decent in their early game. He's not a bad carry. He's got a stun. He has a big burst damage. If they can burst people down at the start of the fight, they could win fights. But they just didn't really. They're so far ahead now. It doesn't matter what he's got. PL is going to go for a heart, by the way. He's got a Reaver here.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense if you are able to put together the early boost and get that farm on Tiny. You got Magnum Scepter, pretty much PL illusions are not a problem whatsoever. You have a huge cleave, so yeah, that certainly does make sense. And Now I can see where you're coming from. Just kind of being crippled at the start, and NIP doing a nice job knowing when they have the power advantage and continually taking advantage of it, not getting a bit lackluster, allowing C9 to kind of catch up. It's just as long as they're able to bully them, they'll continue to do so. Shoving them into lockers, giving them squirrelies, purge, whatever you got to do.
All the good stuff.
Keep them in check. You know, the stuff I experienced in high school.
Yep.
Most of us did. For the players. Moving down mid lane. You know, thought that trying to lay down a formidable defense, putting the wards to slow down this PL army, but they are eventually going to make their way towards this tier 2. They have the Aegis
Radiant's
now
middle tower
in hand
is under
under
attack.
PL, so hard. Aegis, how are they going to bring him down twice? It seems like it's hard enough as it is to do it
It's
once.
tough.
He is a raid boss to the team.
Yes, so much HP compared to where the game is. Like, even a Venom with him, and a Veil or something like that is not going to get him killed, I don't think.
Radiant's
Started
middle
off almost a
tower is
couple
under
weeks, but
attack.
regenerated at this point. Very unfortunate. There's the tier 2 to go down.
Radiant's middle tower is falling.
More and more. Only one more outer tower stands here for Cloud9, that top tier 2. Considering breach onto the high ground,
Radiant's
looks like
middle
they'll go
tower
for it.
is under
As long as
attack.
Era has that extra light,
Dire's
just kind of
top
keep the light
tower is
pretty
under
out in front. Hopefully, get this tier 3 with their backup staff. Trying to split push this top lane, adding some pressure on that tier 2, waiting till it's absolutely necessary to use that TP to come back to base, but
They're just losing
Dire's
mana
top
here
tower
from the
is under
illusions.
attack.
They just can't slow things down. They're trying to kill the plague wards here because they are disabling his hearts. That's the important part. But they're just going to finish off here a little bit plus the attack.
Second life here from Era. Jonas might be in a bit of trouble. Gets hit up with some damage. Doesn't think he walks on out. Okay, big poison Nova. Era though, he's bigger. Walks on through, now going for Misery, who could be in trouble. You're lying. Can be brought down beyond godlike. Cloud9 have had enough. They throw in the towel. GG for game number 1. It's going to go to NIP. Very dominant. 8-33 performance.
It was an amazing game to play by them. There wasn't really much C9 to do after the first 2 fights or so. Just they messed up those fights just a little bit too bad. The mid fight wasn't necessarily it wasn't a bad play by them. They played that well. It's just NIP had the advantage there in the heroes maybe in the combos. Maybe they just outplayed him slightly, but NIP stomped 2 or 3 fights in a row and then they just got